When you play Pokemon cards, the ultimate goal is to win. None of that wanting to have fun and build friendships crap. Winning is all that matters. But do you know what's better than winning? Losing with style. You may not know it, but there's several Pokemon cards that allow you to instantly lose a battle, leaving your opponent stunned and questioning whether or not they deserve to live in the same universe as someone as amazing as you. The first is probably the most fun and easily the most commonly used, Scoop Up Net. We've all been there. You start a garbage hand full of useless cards and can't do anything. Your opponent, meanwhile, has everything they need to blow you up the following turn and win the game. But instead of conceding in shame, you want to spice things up and lose in memorable fashion. That's where Scoop Up Net comes into play. Assuming your Pokemon isn't a V or a GX, you can just bring it back into your hand with Scoop Up Net, thus ending the game in defeat. Something fun about every interaction like this is that PDCGO will warn you that it may cause you to lose the game. And they even reverse the yes-no options to really make sure you don't screw up. Pokemon TCG Live, meanwhile, has no such qualms with you losing the game. You're literally allowed to lose every single game with no warning. That's how you know the PDCGL developers care about you. They want you to fail, so you can then learn from your mistakes and get better. In a similar fashion, there's multiple Pokemon whose attack provides essentially the same effect as Scoop Up Net. A few recent examples of this are Ghastly with Fade Out, which sends itself back into your hand, and Mew V with Psychic Leap and Lumineon V with Aqua Return, which put themselves into your deck. Moltres and Zapdos and Articuno Tag Team GX also allow you to do this as the effect of its GX attack. We even have Flapple and Starmie from Crimson Invasion, two Pokemon that put themselves back into the deck with their ability. Unlike Pidgeot V, which specifies that it has to be on the bench, Flapple and Starmie can be anywhere. It can even be your only Pokemon. Wishy-Washy from Cosmic Eclipse is the riskiest, funnest version of this since it relies on a coin flip. If it has even a single damage counter on it at the end of your opponent's turn, you could just outright lose the game. Moving away from actual Pokemon, we have Unidentified Fossil. This is an item card that can discard itself from play at any time. Put yourself in a position where it's the only Pokemon on your side of the field, and congratulations, an item loses you the game. I didn't dive too deep, but there's at least a dozen Pokemon that can instantly lose you the game either through their attack or their ability, assuming you have no backup Pokemon. But all of them pale in comparison to the final card featured in this video, Slowbro from Unbroken Bonds. Slowbro has a random connection with baseball. There's another Slowbro with a walk-off homer attack, while this one has 3 strikes. The attack is hilarious. You flip 3 coins and deal 100 damage for each heads. But if all 3 coin flips are tails, you instantly lose the game. I spent a long time crafting the right deck to ensure I lost the game as quickly as possible. But it turns out PDCGL had my back and lost me the game on just my second coin flip attempt. Something interesting is that the developers did code the game loss message correctly. You lost because of Slowbro's 3 strikes. Whereas using a card like Scoop Up Net gives you the message that you were knocked out with no bench Pokemon, which is completely false. Your opponent had no say in you losing with style. They just stood there mouth agape in awe of your awesomeness. And don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you degenerates out there. If you truly want to lose in the most annoying way possible, you can play a fast rate deck in Expanded and get down to 0 cards by the end of your first turn. It'll take 5 to 10 minutes and your opponent can't do anything while you waste their time, but it is a valid strategy that the Pokemon Company allows. So there you have it. I bet when you woke up this morning you weren't expecting to see a grown man dedicate hours of his life figuring out the best way to lose at Pokemon cards. Well, that's the kind of quality content you can expect here. And also feet. Lots and lots of feet.